Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Terry at Holding Your Space. And this is Kim from Intuitive You, which I'm sure everybody knows.
No, well, I don't know about that.
Oh, I think so. I think so. How you
Well,
doing?
thank you for having me back, Terry. And we're broadcasting on both channels, but I'm visiting you on your channel, so thank you for having me.
Oh, well, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so that was so much fun last time you were here. And you said some things that really made me think. And one of the things was about your daily practice, and part of that was cleaning.
Yeah.
And to get you in that other frame of mind, and I did that today, so
Oh, good.
yeah, I mean, I do it
Yeah,
other
it is.
times.
Anything where you have repetitive motions involved or repetitive things, scrubbing stuff or vacuuming or, things where you're moving back and forth like that. It's a great way to meditate. It is a great meditative practice. In fact, monks use it. They use cleaning as a meditative practice. With the scrubbing the floor and going back and forth, and it just puts you in that meditative space.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it's nice because a lot of times I think we'll do repetitive things thinking about the next thing that we're gonna do instead of being right here
Yeah,
and present. So,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a shift. It's a shift in consciousness. It really is. It's just that shift into just being in the now and kind of letting your thinking mind rest, so
Yeah.
that messages can come in, they come flowing in.
Oh, so anybody that has a question for today, I am starring them right now. So feel free to post them. And if you don't see me um, or hear us announcing them or asking them, that's because I probably didn't see them. So anyway, Michelle, you wish you could make yourself clean for any reason. Not happening.
Well, there's a reason.
Amen, sister. There are some days that it's just too much. Yeah, but everybody's saying gardening too. Um, which brings us into a great thing about being in what kind of mindset that we can talk to our guides and feel their presence, and what we can ask our guides as well.
Right, right. Well, and I think too that sometimes, at least what I find in mentoring sessions, is that people overthink it a little bit and overanalyze it a bit. I think that it's actually quite a natural state for us to be in communion with our guides all the time. They're always kind of in the background, cheering us on, in the background, kind of nudging us this way or that way to help us to have a more joyful experience or a better experience. We all come here knowing we have to go through stuff. It's going to be hard, but our guides are there to hopefully nudge us in a direction that's not as hard as it has to be. It can be a little easier. And but they always are that constant presence in the background. And I think that sometimes when we think about connecting with our guides, it really is our natural state. So if you can kind of get in that quiet space, or just a space where you're not just thinking, if you're kind of just in a more mellow, open, receiving kind of space, that is naturally where you can connect with your guides. And it really is just a calming down that constant thinking, and just being present, moving into the easiest way is just to move into your senses. What do you smell right now? What do you see right now? Just look around the room or look around your yard or wherever you are. What do you feel? Whether it's your armchair, or whatever, coming present with your senses. That's a really easy way just to be, come into your present present state of mind rather than this lost in thinking or thoughts. And it's easier said than done when you're worrying about something or anxious about something, but
Yeah.
it really is our natural state. The more unnatural state is that thinking, that very human part of us. It may be natural here, but it's not our natural state. And so when you can just pull out of that a little bit, you can fall right into the help and the arms of your guides and your loved ones, your angels, people that that are beings that are there to help you.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like we do have such a conditioned mind from the time we're born in this lifetime, and every year it gets more and more conditioned, doesn't it? And trying to break free from that, I feel like sometimes that's why we get so many traumas in our lives. I find that a lot of intuitives or somebody that's on their spiritual path has awakened because of a trauma a lot of
Right.
times, or maybe they're just born and there's like the Dalai Lama or somebody, and they're already on that path, that high path. But yeah, and I love the idea about senses. So I feel like that really helps us with intuition as well, to opening up to our clairs.
Yeah, for sure. Anything that brings you to the here and now is going to connect you with your natural intuition, that natural place where you can hear your higher self.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and so I had an interesting meditation today, and I was working with um, looking in the future and the past. And all of a sudden, my future self said, "Don't worry, you've got this. Worry doesn't have to be a part of it. See the joy, have the fun." And I thought, well, that's so important to hear. So then I thought, well, do you think that our future selves are sometimes our guides as well?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And I think that it's a hard concept to understand here because we're so connected to time. The linear time, that there's a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it's always moving forward. Really, all time is simultaneous. It's all happening now. So when you can get into that now space, that present space, you have access. You have access to everything. It's all kind of there. Um, and you can hear it, you can reach for it, you can ask about it, because it's all happening simultaneously. And like I said, I know that's it's a hard concept to understand, because it just seems like, well, how could everything be happening right now? But
Right.
I think a better way to put it is it's all available to us right now. It's all available. And so if we're in the now space, we can access it. It's easier to access. If we're in our head, in the future, in the past, it's so much harder to access information.
Yeah. So we talk a lot about dimensions and densities, I think, in spirituality right now. And I feel like that's a really good way to kind of divide them and look at them. But do you feel like that concept is going to be at a certain point, we'll be at a time when that concept is not even necessary?
You mean the concept of dimensions?
Yeah, that will just be there.
Yeah, and the more that I learn about, yes, I mean, I think it's a way that we have found to, because we like to label things and
Right.
separate things out and make things and get things one by one, put them in their slot. It's a way that we have to understand information here, right? But it really isn't that way on the other side. It's a very different, and we're different. So we understand it all, we get it all. But here, I think that's right. I think as people, we've slotted it into, well, this dimension does this, and this dimension you can do this, and this. And I think it's just a way of understanding all of the concept of evolution, spiritual evolution, where we begin as spirits and where we're going and where we can go. So I think that's what we're doing when we talk about dimensions. We're because like the third dimension is kind of, this is this very dense, we're here on the earth plane. It's very dense. It's a lot of heavy energies, a lot of that kind of thing. We work through emotions and all of these things. And then you move into the fourth, where it's a little bit like, okay, I know who I am, but I'm still dealing with the drama of every day. And then you move into the fifth dimension, where it's like, I fully know who I am. I'm fully in the new earth. I'm fully in the new consciousness. And then on it goes, right? But it's a way that we've figured out to put language and put it into its specific slot so we can understand it, so we can grasp it, because it's all very here. It's a lot. And I think we get information as we can handle it and as we can grasp it. But there's so much more. I mean, there's so much more that we know. I always use the idea that I'm in as a reader or as an empath. I'm in an airplane and I have a window seat, right? And so I can see a little bit more than maybe the person next to me or the other person next to me, but it's still just a window seat. I'm not in the cockpit. I'm not, I'm not on top of the airplane. I just can see a little bit more. And so that's how I think of it, because I think there's just so much more. And we're so curious, that we want to know it all, but really, a lot of it wouldn't make sense to us here. We would just be like, wait, what? I don't even understand what that means or what that is. So, it's for its time and place. So we'll know it all eventually. We'll get it.
Yeah. It is. I think awareness plays such a big tool in it too, doesn't it? Like just being aware that that's the possibility, or that being aware of your feelings is huge. And naming them instead of repressing them, or thinking, oh, I can't feel fear, or I can't feel anger, or I can't feel happiness or joy. So,
right.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, our emotions play a big part in our development here, because it's one of the things that we have access to on a really large scale than we do in the spirit realm. We just don't have those darker, denser, heavier energies. They just aren't the same there. And here we can fully feel them. And part of it is just to fully understand them. What does it mean to be locked in shame? What does it feel like? What does it actually mean to us? What is it? How does it affect us? What does it do? What does it do to the people around us? You have to fully step into something to fully understand it. And that's part of what we're doing here. Again, I don't know everything about it, but I know that that's one of the things that is a really an amazing thing that we get to do here, is to feel those lower level energies that we just don't feel in the spirit realm. They aren't a part of the spirit realm. They're an earth-based thing. And so this is the place we can feel those things.
Do you feel like we're feeling these things, or we make our soul contract, say, and decide, well, this is what I want to learn in this lifetime? Do you feel like we're doing that for our benefit, or for the benefit of like our entire soul family that's kind of watching and feeling everything and experiencing with us, our guides and angels around us?
Right. I think it can be either. And I think it's very individual, right? We have our personal goals and desires and things that we want to experience. But I think that we also work with each other. It's very similar to here. So much of what's here is reflected in the spirit realm. So I think, just like here, we have families, and if one person has a problem, the whole family is affected, or one person has a celebration, the whole family is affected. It is like that. And so I think that it's reflected here as so above, so below, or whatever that quote is, so above, right, below, so above. It's the same thing. And so, the things that we go through are a personal decision and a personal wish or desire, but it's also we're not oblivious to, or we're not unaware of how it affects the whole. And I think that's true of an individual where it comes to a family or a community or a country. You know, we have collective energies as a country that we're trying to work through right now. We're
Right.
working through some of the darkest and densest energies right now in the United States. It's just what's happening. And we keep it's I sometimes I also think that we 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 keep redoing these darker, denser energies because we know on some level that we need to fully grasp it and understand it, and this is our chance. And so sometimes we back up and feel it over again, because I feel like we're pushing back into some of those like authoritarian, almost like World War II kind of energies or something, you know, where it's
Yeah.
very dark and very dense and very and scary and all those things. And I think sometimes we back up into some of these types of collective energies to make sure we got it, to make sure we really understand, and make sure that we fully have grasped everything that we can from it. And so that's on a as a higher, you know, looking at it as like the higher purpose or the higher whatever, that's I think sometimes what we're doing is almost playing with it in a way. And it sounds, you know, awful, because it means people are in pain and they pass away and they're in trauma and all of these things. But I do feel like we're still kind of exploring the depths of these energies. And once we have gotten everything we can get out of them, which is that's where we're nearing, and that's why they're becoming so intense. We're nearing our way out of them because they don't serve us in the same way they once did. We have learned what we can from them on a spiritual level, and so we're moving out of them. But I feel like this backing up is kind of like, well, wait a minute, let's just see if we've learned everything we can, and then we can move on. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind
Yeah.
of what I'm feeling when I see this going on. It's like these, you know, spirit, we love to play as spirits. We really, really do. We love to experience. We love to expand. We love to create. That's our nature. And so that's what we're doing.
Everybody in the chat is just thanking you for this, because explains a lot and helps a lot of people. Do you think that sometimes we come back to play in this field so that we can help others who haven't already moved on in this density, or learned that lesson in this density, and we're like physical guides or physical light workers trying to help others?
Oh, for
Teachers.
sure. For sure. And I think that's why light workers, and anyone that's here is a light worker, you know,
Yeah.
for sure. Anyone that's in the chat, anyone's watching this is a light worker. And I think that is the one of the differences right now is we're being called on to really shine our lights so that others recognize it and others are drawn to it. And so whatever you're doing, even if it's just being an example or smiling at people every day or reaching out in some way online, or even like what we're doing here and just saying hi to each other and supporting each other, that is light work. And it's helping to kind of reach out and I would say spread the light, but it is kind of like that, but it's person to person. It's individual to individual, spreading to a collective. And so, but that's why it's so important, and that every single light is so important, and keeping yourself in that space is so important, because you have a job to do. We all have a job to do while we're here.
Right. We really do. And Gina just said, that is the Boda Vista, right? Yeah, definitely, Gina. Um, and I like what Pam had to say, because I feel like a lot of people feel this way, that we do not seem to be evolving, but actually regressing. And it's very discouraging. And
Mm-hmm.
it can be, but Pam, your awareness of it is a huge factor there for other people.
Right. And I assure you, Pam, we are evolving. And what we're seeing is an intensity. We're seeing an intensifying. And that should be proof that we're moving out of this space. And spirits that may be newer to the earth plane, or they're they get more caught up in these lower, denser energies, it can make them uncomfortable to be moving into a different space. But that is what's happening, and it's evolution, right? So just the fact that it's an evolution of spirit, it's our spiritual evolution, we're evolving, that doesn't have a backup. We don't back up, we don't devolve, we evolve. That's what we do on the earth plane. And now there is also on top of our evolving as human beings, we're evolving as spirits as well. So there's this double whammy happening on earth right now that's very exciting, but it's also very intense, very, very intense, because you have those other energies kind of trying to pull back or just stay in the energies they're comfortable with. But it isn't a choice thing. We're evolving. It's kind of like saying, it's kind of like being a child growing into an adult and then crouching down and saying, I'm a child again. It's like, no, you're playing at being a child again, but you've evolved, you're an adult now. So it is like we're playing with these energies still, but we are evolving. We're growing out of these things because they're not serving us in the same way. And we need to move on to the next phase of our spiritual evolution on earth.
Yeah.
Right. And they did serve a purpose for a very long time. I mean, look how long we've had wars. Look how long we've had conflicts. Look how long these things have gone on. They did serve a purpose for a very, very, very long time. But that time it's coming to an end. And part of it is the earth itself is needing our attention and needing our help. And so we're kind of being pressed to move this along in a way that we really, we have in other like civilizations, other times, but this is just a different, we're in a different phase because of Earth as well. The Earth plane, we're going to be working together to get the Earth to a healthier place. And that's the next phase.
I love that. Yeah, Linda, change doesn't happen overnight, does it?
It didn't, right. This didn't happen overnight, right? So it can't change overnight. Yeah, exactly.
It took millions of years.
A long time to get here.
That's for sure. Well, which is a good time to bring in our guides, because I feel like they're really circling us now. And I feel like new energy is coming in all the time as we evolve. So do our guides, and not just them, but like different guides coming in. I've felt a lot, different angels coming in for different services that we needed. And now we kind of need the professors or something, or garbage collectors too, perhaps. Take away all the old stuff.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I pulled out, because I knew we'd do some readings today, and I pulled out, I felt the need to pull out my surrender cards, which are these ones, the power surrender cards. And it's so funny because I pull, and then I thought, well, I'll pull one of my cards today just for, to see what it says. And in my own deck, I pulled out the surrender card. So there's definitely a message about surrender that's going on here today, and about kind of moving into that space. And I picked, this picture is on the back of the surrender card in my deck, because I think we think of surrender as being sometimes we can think of it as being very passive, but it's not. It's very deliberate. And that's why that picture of the blowing the things off, that it's a decision that we make to surrender. the prayer on it says, if I don't put my glasses on, I'll just. It says, today my prayer of intention is to surrender to each moment. May I be completely accepting and welcoming of people and circumstances that come into my life. And that is what it is. It's an opening. It's being willing to be open in a space that maybe is not very comfortable or has laid you flat. Whether it's something that has happened where it's just like, I have no idea what to do, and you kind of have that opening, that moment of grace where you let the divine in, and it's a decision to be vulnerable that way, to surrender to whatever's happening, not to just say, take me over, I don't care what happens, but to open up to give me guidance is really what you're doing. But you have to fully kind of accept where you are and what's happening in a very deliberate way. And then the answers come.
I love that. And I think that corresponds so much. We talked a little bit about your interview with Christina. And I think that's a huge part of surrendering and letting go and forgiving ourselves, and consequently not holding all that pain inside our bodies as well at the same time, the cortisol and everything that builds, and being gentle with ourselves because we've been through so much in this last decade.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, everybody. Questions are probably closed. So I thought we'd read a few.
Yeah.
For some people, and some lovely people. And also, I have ordered your cards. I can't wait till they get here. Everybody's talking about them, how wonderful they are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They'll be coming.
I
got
know.
the shipment arrived last week, so I have cards, and I just did them over the weekend, so they're all going out today. Yesterday and today they all went out. So yeah, there you go.
I'm so excited. That's great.
Thank you for doing that. Thank you for ordering them. I hope you like them.
Of course I did. I'm just excited. I don't really do tarot cards. I do I'll do a little bit of tarot, but I really like oracle cards.
Me too. Me too. I'm kind of a
angel
part
cards.
of the day kind of thing.
Yeah.
I love that too.
I love that. I love that. Viviane, I'm going to go ahead and star you, dear. Okay. So Betsy Hamilton asks, can I get a reading? So.
Okay. Well, first of all, Betsy, I'm getting that I think you might be an empath, actually, because I'm getting a bit of almost like overwhelmed about the state of the world kind of feeling. I feel I'm getting a lot of being overwhelmed. And I feel like step back into kind of self-care. And I'm also getting something about getting back to basics. So I think it may just mean like eating right, making sure you're sleeping well, kind of coming back to more just your personal day-to-day and taking care of yourself. So I'm sorry, go ahead. Teri, what are you getting?
No, I love that. I got the cross sign, kind of like you're at a crossroads, like two roads are coming together. And your guides are telling me, look at this in many different ways. You can look at this as a plus. You can also look at this as a target. and to zero in on exactly where you're at right now. Um, and what it looks like, what it feels like, and like you said, um, Kim, to go ahead and be aware of things, be aware of what you're eating, be aware of what you're feeling, because sometimes things get to be too much, but this is actually your gift. So noticing in that respect and feeling that. And then I get soulmate. So I don't know if I pulled a card for you. So I don't know if you have somebody here that's helping you with that or if somebody's coming in, but somebody that loves you, that's taking care of you. And this can be somebody on the other side, and this can be your one of your guides, but it could be somebody in the physical.
Beautiful.
Are you done?
I am.
Oh, sorry. I was waiting.
No, I just said beautiful. That's beautiful. I love it.
Silence, the sound of
Silence, yeah.
silence. Who was that song? I can't remember. Okay. Oh, Lottie B was just commenting, I think. I love when music has a special meaning. Yeah, I do too, Lottie.
Yeah, and you know, anytime you get those songs where it's like, I haven't heard that song since the 70s or, you know, or 20 years, and it's usually a message. So look it up, look at the words. You know, your guides are always, like I said, they're so often reaching out to us in whatever way they can. So yeah, it's a great way to connect.
And this is Lottie again. I'd love a reading. I'm curious about who my guides are, but happy for it to be more of a general reading.
The first thing, well, the first thing I get with you, Lottie, is elementals. So I feel like you might have guides that are connected to nature or part of nature or something. Um, um, and you might actually, it might be a good way to connect with your guides and feel them as being in nature or around nature. Getting something with trees also. So there's something with trees, but yeah, I'm getting something with elementals pretty strongly. So look into that.
Yeah. And her picture too looks so elemental, doesn't it, with the rainbow? I don't know
I
if you
have to
saw
put my
that.
glasses on. I have to see my
Oh,
glasses.
the little flowers.
So little tiny.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I
Oh
don't
yeah, definitely, definitely.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm getting the same thing, Lottie. So I'm feeling like they're talking about life and love and joy, and they're coming in with all sorts of sparkles for you. Like
Hmm.
all this energy comes in, and they're talking about either you have a love for, or they notice that you're together with the spirits of the land. So to make sure that you're going barefoot and grounding every day and being out there, but they're really proud of you. Okay. Now, Jeff at Tarot, ask backwards, ask, who are my guides?
Why are my guys? So,
Yeah,
why are my guys?
I interpreted that.
Who are my guys? Okay. Who are my guides? Who are my guides? So I just heard the word scholar, and I'm getting people in robes. Um, and I always think, you know, for me, guides always, they always present themselves in a way that either they were with the person in a lifetime, or in a way they're connected to the person. That's usually what and it could be more than that, but that's a few of the ways that I've noticed that they kind of come in, or they show themselves, because they can show themselves in any way they want, right? But for me, I keep hearing the word scholar, and I'm getting more masculine feeling of guides, and I'm getting robes for some reason, like in like long robes. And really like curiosity, learned, things like that are coming through. What are you getting, Teri?
I'm getting something similar. I'm seeing somebody. He's a light form. He's got the big eyes. Um, I don't know if he's Andromedan or, but he's white body, and so a robe. I mean, because the light, you can't really see, so they'll definitely wear robes. But and something with an A. So if he's galactic, or it could be um, somebody that's done something with Aristotle or somebody. But yeah,
Oh,
somebody
interesting.
that's scholarly and has um, something to do with. Well, it could be Akashic Records too, Jeff.
Okay.
So yeah, working with
Interesting.
that.
And then I wanted to pull a surrender card I just felt the need to do this. So I'm going to see what it says. This one says, surrender to your soul's path. For Jeff, these cards are a little bit scary. They're pretty accurate. So I really like them. But it says, your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. But I do feel like for Jeff, there's this push of like, get going kind of feeling, like get doing what you're supposed to do, get going on what you're supposed to do. So don't let any kind of fear about getting out there, Jeff, hold you back as you start going on this path. So yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, Jeff writes, and he has a really nice YouTube channel.
Oh, great.
And
Okay, so
yeah,
there you go. So just keep doing what you're doing, and as you hit those, we all hit those little spots where it's like, oh, should I be doing this? Should I even? What's next? What should I? You just keep going, because it's clear that your guides are right with you. It's like just keep doing it. Get going.
that's awesome.
You're on your path. I mean, that's basically, great.
Yeah, doing great, Jeff. And then, son of what? May I have a message from my guides about what I may go through the next month, August 2023?
Okay.
Son of what? I see you doing cartwheels. I don't know what that means, but there's a lot of energy coming in, and not just like having fun and joy, but also a lot of physical energy. So I don't know if you're taking a vacation that's going to involve something like that, or something that you're going to be doing that you're going to just bring in a lot of joy and fun, but also a lot of energy work. Um, so if that's something that you do with Reiki or something, um, ah, living and learning. So I'm patient with myself and energized by learning. So that could well be it. So a new path that you're headed on, but you're going to cartwheel into it. You're just going to like go gangbusters for it.
I love that. I got so, and you can see like my little drawings that I do with that. I got a clock. I got a clock about something about, and to me, I felt like managing your time well, making sure do you make time for things. I feel like there's a time element here for some reason. So, well, not for some reason. I got a clock, but I'm feeling a kind of rushed feeling. So I feel like it's like manage your time so you don't have to rush, so you don't have to worry, so you don't. So it sounds like if with what you're saying, Teri, is that he's going to be busy. There's going to be lots going on, and because there is a lot of fun stuff and joyful stuff, you don't want to miss anything. And so make sure you've managed your time well, and that you kind of made space for everything, because I feel like it's going to be a very full month. And I feel like your guides are kind of like, make sure that you are able to experience everything that's going to be happening and fully experience it. So being a lot of taking deep breaths and being in the now and enjoying everything that comes along. So, yeah.
That sounds awesome, son of what? And I love your name too. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of energy there, isn't there? Okay. Adrian. Is it Adrian or Adriana?
Adrian.
Adrian C. would love a message from my guides. Thank you.
So I'm getting a message about healing and healing from the past, moving into a healing space, that kind of message. I did pull a surrender card that it says, I mean, surrender to complete healing. So, and that it says, open fully to loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. But the first thing that came in is basically like finally and like putting a period at the end of the sentence in healing from the past, or healing from events of the past, and kind of coming full circle on that. So that's what I got. What did you get, Teri?
I got like I was drawn to the A in your name, Adrian, and they were showing me Egypt and the pyramids, and I was thinking of Ra, the sun, the light coming in, and I think that's all about healing too. A lot of times, these were healing elements that we use, that pyramid. So and so there's a man there, and I think he's an Arcturian that comes in with that healing, that guide. But also you have a mother figure there that's also one of your guides, someone that you've known perhaps, or an ancestor. And she wants you to nurture yourself. And healing, definitely healing the same. So, and she's saying, take some time with that light to nurture yourself and to heal. But yeah, so they're proud of you. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Let's see. And then I'm just kind of picking. Can you see them?
Mm-hmm.
You want to pick some? Oh, why don't you pick the next one then?
Well, let me pick this one. I was just kind of drawn to this one. So
Okay.
I don't know if I can. Oh, I don't think I can pick it, but let me see. I can read it.
Okay.
It's Larry Gurr. It says, may I have a message from my guides about how to navigate within my 45-year marriage when my partner and I are on different densities.
Oh,
It's kind of near the bottom.
okay. Oh, okay. I'll get it. No
It's
problem.
like a larger, it has a purple eye.
Oh, I love the purple eye.
Um, but yeah, may I have a message from my guides about how to navigate my 45-year marriage when my partner and I are on different densities?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm getting that you married your twin flame, and that can be great, and it can be hard. It can be really hard because usually our twin flames challenge us consistently. So I'm getting this is your twin flame. So a very it has probably always been challenging. um, and it's meant to challenge. It's meant to challenge you. And it's interesting too because I feel like sometimes you feel, especially a 45-year marriage, that's a long time. And so a lot of times you'll feel like this is like a destined relationship. And I kind of feel like it was a choice. You had the choice like to keep this going and stay in kind of this pattern of real challenge and growth, or to not. And you guys have decided to kind of do this. And I think part of it is, well, twin flames are very drawn to each other, but also there's some karmic stuff being figured out here as well. And so on a spiritual level, you're doing a ton of work and a ton of stuff that's going to be really beneficial and really huge growth. But on a human level, it's very challenging and very difficult. And I think if you can keep that higher perspective a lot of times and realize that there's more to this than meets the eye, that might help as far as getting you through those heavier moments or those heavier times. But I do feel like there's a lot of like congratulations on the other side, and wow, you guys are doing it. Wow, you did it. That kind of thing. It's really a lot of excitement, I feel, on the other side for this union and for the time that it's lasted, because you're doing so much work. But I'm sure it has not been easy on the earth level. I feel like it's been really a challenge with a lot of ups and downs, and marriage has ups and downs anyway, but I feel like these are like big, ups and downs. And so, and to also remind you that you always have your free will. You always have your free will as to what you do and how you do it. But I think keeping that higher perspective, and also being very aware of the ego, your own ego in this, because you can't fix or do for somebody else. They need to do their own stuff. But for you, realizing that you're both spirits, and that these people that you are very temporary. They don't really show who we really are. It's just it's that we're a conglomeration of all our life experiences, which is a very, shallow way to look at things. So if you can find your way to look to that deeper part of your partner and realize this is just our physical self. It's a very temporary shell, and recognizing that in yourself too, that, letting things go or not having the last word is okay, because it's like, it's not, your ego is just your ego, and don't worry about it because it's not who you really are. It's just our mind, our the mind play that we get into. So, what do you say, Teri?
Yeah, I feel the same. Larringer, Larringer, Larringer. Anyway, sorry. I was trying to figure that one out. So I drew this beautiful little drawing here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of like DNA and your flame, your partner, that you guys have
Did you
done
get it
this
was a
dance
twin flame too,
before.
Teri?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys have done this dance before in other lifetimes, and you incarnate and you pull each other up. So, and you may not think that your partner is noticing all your work and doesn't feel your energy, but they do.
Yeah.
They totally feel it, and it's totally a benefit to them. And that you can love them exactly where they are and exactly who they are is a gift beyond measure. So that unconditional love is huge. So, and that's a huge lesson for all of us, right?
Yeah.
Unconditional love. So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, you're doing an amazing job. Um, and here you guys are, these two children. I pulled an angel card for you.
Oh,
It was
cute.
children. So that's the two of you together, um, um, working together. And that brings me to those many lifetimes that you've been together. So
Oh, that's pretty.
yeah, that
What are
was
those
that was
What
a
are those
cute one.
cards?
These are really old. I bought them at half price. I found them. They're Doreen Virtue,
Okay.
and they didn't have the guidebook, but that's okay because I don't like guidebooks usually.
Yeah.
But they are just so much fun. I really like them.
Cute. Those are really
Yeah,
cute.
and
They're just called angel cards?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're out of print, and I've had a few of her decks, and they've gone here and there. One got lost in India with my daughter, and so, but they're around, and they're kind of hard to find. And when I see them anywhere, I always nab them. I know
Right.
she doesn't. She's not really into mysticism anymore, but
Yeah. Yeah. She's
anyway.
kind of gone another direction. I did
Yeah.
a video on her a while back, but yeah, she's
Oh, you did?
yeah. I kind of yeah, I did. I did. I talked about her and about her um, change, and yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? Because she did so much for so many, and now I'm sure she's doing the same for so many in a different path. So I hope.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, we miss her though. So do you want to pick another one? I've been picking a lot of them.
Sure.
Yeah, you go
Let's
for it.
see. Let's see. Okay, so Shishi, that's a bit above. Thank you, Tenari. Um, Shishi is a purple S. She's just above I Larager. Um, Question: I have a huge decision to make on a real estate investment. I have two locations to choose from, but am terrified of making a mistake. One is beach, one is lake. Any insight? Real estate investment.
I get lake, um, and they kind of drew it out for me. So it was kind of like a, a big circle. Um, and there must be something really deep in this lake. I don't know if it's spring fed or what that you're looking at, but and it's the area around it. I don't know if there's mountains, but I'm getting some hills, and they like that. They like the energy around that. They're also saying that it'll be safe for climate change, and and um, they're even showing me that it'll be a place for. I don't know if you have a big family, or if you're looking this as a family investment for, as to go on into, what do you call that when you buy something for your family and it's to go on it, not into eternity, but
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like an
that
heirloom, I guess, of some
like an
kind. Yeah,
heirloom. Yeah, yeah, something for family that that
yeah,
this would be a good investment for them. And oh, and then serenity. So it's going to be peaceful, very peaceful.
yeah. It's so funny because that's what I got was that the lake was safer. The lake was a safer investment. So there's something about the lake investment that's safer somehow. And like you said, it could be climate change. It could be just that it steadily goes up. It doesn't have maybe some of the challenges that maybe the beach property would have. Um, I'm not sure of all the reasons it's safer, but I just get that it's the safer investment. So I guess we're both getting the same thing for maybe a number of reasons, but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It feels like there's really good energy around it too.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know if it's on a ley line or what's going on with it, but it's the land that it's on is really um, conducive to your energy and your family's energy.
Yeah, it does. It has, to me, it does feel like there's a lot of peace there. So yeah, a peaceful feeling, a peaceful energy, and that you'll be at peace. Like it's a sound investment that you'll have peace with. So we're both saying lake.
Yeah.
Although my heart would probably say the beach because
Oh God,
I had
right?
to really put myself out of the way in this one because I'm like, I would love a beach property, but yeah, I think it's the lake as well. Got that
Yeah.
pretty strongly.
Yeah. I can definitely see that, Shishi. I hope that works out for you.
Yeah.
Entertainment only.
Entertainment only.
Always blessed. Hello.
Yeah.
What new changes are coming my way soon in love, work, relocation, etc.? Thank you, ladies.
Changes. What's best? Um, I'm getting an an opportunity for some kind of partnership, um, and some and some opportunities to make some new friendships. So I feel like this is more maybe job related. I guess it could be relocation or moving or something, but it feels more like it's job. But it's something about a partnership though that comes up, and to me that feels more work related. The new friendships feel like they might lead to meeting a new like love, a new or like a love interest, or having a, a if you're already with someone, then maybe it is the opportunity of some kind of expansion in that relationship or something. But it feels like the new friendships have a connection with a romance or a love relationship somehow. So That's what I'm getting. I kind of got a lot of stuff at once, so I'm trying to like figure it out. But there is the one first thing that came in was this partnership, and to me that felt more work, like work or company or starting some kind of new venture or something like that, kind of related. So that's what I got.
Nice. So I got the letter T. T is in Tom, and um, so I don't know if this has to do with business or with love or friendship, but it's someone that you might already know or someone from your past. I'm kind of getting, and it could be a past love, but they're also showing me some trees. So I'm thinking new growth. Um, so it could be somebody that you've had an occasion with or had, I don't know, known in your past, and all of a sudden they're coming back around, always blessed. And and those trees as they grow up, they just, they're well rooted, and it's like a really strong relationship somehow. So I hope that helps, and it could be a friend as well. But something that really helps you out. And then I got your guardian angel. So have you been asking your guardian angels for this relationship? Um, would make a lot of sense.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. You go ahead. Pick another one. Oh, we're already at an hour. Sorry.
Okay, well, maybe this will be the last one, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so Amel de Mom 2 question. I keep seeing repeating numbers 1111 222 333 000 1212. What is the message for my guides? What am I not understanding? And that's close to the bottom, and a large pink M. Mel de Mom
Yeah.
with 3 little hearts. There it is.
Got her. Or
Okay.
him. Them.
So I'm getting a real a real push from your guides to try to get you into the here and now, almost like shaking you awake and wanting you to really sink into and link into your intuition. So there's something about when you see these numbers, it's almost like it's pulling you out of that dreamlike phase that you're in when you're just thinking, or when you're just going through the motions of life, just kind of walking through your day or whatever. That when you see these sequences of numbers, it's like almost like it shakes you awake, like, oh, there's the 3 3s again. What the heck is this? So they're trying to kind of almost like shake you awake to be in the here and now so that you can listen to your intuition more. And then the surrender card I picked, which is very interesting, is surrender to spirit. So it says, once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. So they're trying to get you to link into that part of you that's connected to spirit more often, and particularly now. So I don't know if there are decisions you're making or decisions coming up or stuff that's going to be coming at you in different ways, but they're kind of like, wake up and connect into that part of you that's connected to the divine, because you're going to need it. Connect into that intuition. What do you get with the numbers, Teri?
I get something really similar. I get that they're really talking to you, and they want you to jump out there, like jump out of your comfort zone. They want you to jump into something, and you'll know what it is. But jump into your life. like you were saying, maybe you've been standing back and looking at things, or sometimes how I came into having a channel was I was in the chat all the time and I was answering everything. And then I thought, oh, it's time. So maybe it's time for you to do that or something. But so intuition would make a lot of sense. And they're talking about healing and joy. So they want you to have more joy in your life. They want you to jump out there and and do something a little different and feel how joyful that is, because it's going to be a healing process the more that you do that. Like singing at the grocery store, right? Dancing in your car when you're driving down the road. Um, they want you to just have those little pieces of joy, because it's going to bring you around. And then I get silent night, which is kind of a metaphor there. I am calm and connected to bliss. So it's going to bring you to a place where you're kind of out of yourself a little bit, right? And connected to Ananda, to bliss, to love, to your authentic self.
A cute card.
Yeah, aren't they cute? I love these little
They're
bunnies.
adorable.
They're so sweet. Yeah.
What is that deck, Teri?
It is the Inner Child deck,
Oh,
and I
cute.
can't remember who it's by, but I can post it in the bottom of this if anybody wants to get it. They're just the cutest decks, and they've got all the cards are adorable, and they have all the sayings on the back.
Oh, how
So
cute.
yeah, they are really cute. Thanks. Well, I can't wait to get your cards too.
I hope you like them, Teri, and I hope that you let me know how you like them. And anybody that gets them, please let me know how you're liking them and how you're using them. I know I just got one from a woman who she is a psychotherapist, and she says she uses them with clients in her sessions and stuff. So it's really exciting. It's fun to see how people are integrating them into their life and that kind of thing. It's really, really rewarding and really, really neat. Yeah.
That's really great. That's awesome. I love to see that. And I think people are doing that more, the coaches and the therapists and
yeah.
They're
I know
definitely
it's such a nice way to incorporate some that, the body, mind, spirit, bringing that together. And what a great way to do it with just some cards. It's so easy,
Yeah.
Easy way to do it. But yeah, if you want them, it's intuitiveview.com, or you can email me at intuitiveview@gmail.com and I'll set you up.
Yeah, please do, you guys. And I think I actually have that banner here somewhere, but oh, maybe I don't. I thought I did. Okay, so somebody will put it in, but everybody knows you. You're amazing.
Yeah, just find me. Just find me or go to my channel. You'll find me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks so much, everybody, for being here, and moderators. Kim, what else do you have coming up?
Well, first I want to say Debbie was supposed to be here with me. So I just want to say I hope she feels better. She's not feeling well. She's sick. So please send her lots of love and healing energy. So I hope we're together. Maybe we can do this again with the three of us. It would be really fun. So I just want to send her that love and light. And then, just you can go and intuitiveview.com. You can find my classes and you can find my cards. And then I also have a new Sunday show that is called Let's Chat on Sunday. And it's all spiritual guests and ideas and things to kind of hopefully you can incorporate into your own spiritual practices and knowledge and all kinds of stuff. It's more in the spiritual side rather than the political side. So but it's something I felt pushed to do, so that's what I did. And I'm sure you'll be on that show at some point, Teri. So
is that was Christina on that?
That was Christina. Yeah, that was the last one with Christina.
You guys, you have to go watch that. It will change your life. That was an incredible interview. Beautiful interview. So
yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah. And you are too. And anybody that hasn't had one of their classes, Debbie and Kim, they're amazing. So I've taken
thank you.
Quite a few of them.
We'll be back doing them again soon. We're writing some new ones right now, so hopefully we'll be getting them out there.
You meet the best people there too.
Yes, it's so true. I mean, yeah, the groups, they cannot be beat. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
So rewarding for us. I mean, we've had such a good time teaching them. So yeah.
I think it
Oh,
was
Nancy Jean.
Oh, hi, Nancy Jean. Good to see you too. So she was just on the other day, and,
Oh, nice. Love
yeah,
her.
she's adorable. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, she is
Such a
adorable.
sweetheart.
Her
She's
energy is
adorable. The
amazing.
purple hair.
She is so cute, and, yeah, so I made friends, I think it was a couple of years ago that I still connect with on a, weekly basis.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So,
We've all made friends through those classes. It's just, yeah, such a good time.
yeah, yeah,
So
definitely.
thanks, Terry. Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here, moderators. Thank you, and everybody in the chat, the best chatters. Thank you. We'll see you all later. Bye, Nancy Jean. Bye, everybody.